Kris Jenner just turned 69, and with another surgery underway, she now looks younger than Kim. Kylie Jenner is giving out her surgery stats like it's a mobile Starbucks order, and Denise Richards' daughter is now joining the ranks, surgically enhanced before she even graduates into adulthood. Meanwhile, other celebrity icons are saying no thanks, and they're rewriting the narrative, staying away from the surgery table. And one refreshing beauty creator on TikTok is saying beauty should be accessible to all. We're going to get into all that in today's Behind the Headlines.
Show me life, show me love, make a change, time is up.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Ashley B TV. I'm a former TV news reporter who takes you behind the headlines. If you love pop culture deep dives, going beyond that one quick soundbite, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, help us reach our next goal of 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate your support. Today, we are diving into an interesting topic, and that is the unrealistic beauty standards that have continued to increase, especially even just this last week. And I don't know about you, but I could not have been the only one that is like, this is getting absolutely out of control. But now it's gotten even crazier with people sliding up to their plastic surgeon with Kylie Jenner's profile implant stats. And it has just gotten so out of control. We're going to go over what this means, how it has changed throughout the years, because you could say the beauty industry's always been crazy, but even just this last week, I was like, this is really taking it over the edge for me. But then we're also going to talk about the celebrities who are setting a positive example. And we're not against beauty on this channel. Clearly, I love makeup, I love beauty, but we always want to set a realistic standard for women, for our daughters. And we want to hear from you after analyzing this throughout the episode. If you also think this is getting out of control, we're going to start off with our reality TV show matriarch, and that is Kris Jenner, who just turned 69 years old this week. And her face was trending, not because of her age, but because she looked younger than Kim. And when I saw this photo, I was like, oh, Kim looks great. Did anyone else have that reaction? I was like, oh, excusa? Kris Jenner? I mean, she looks fabulous, but to our knowledge, this is her second facelift. And do you think this is setting a good standard for our aging women out there? Because that is all of us. And a new facelift, a press appearance in Paris, and a wave of internet speculation. Something felt off, or rather too perfect, if I say so myself. Then came Kylie sharing her breast implant specs like she's ordering a coffee. She literally shared her specific stats on social media, which started blowing up and trending because women were saying, Kylie, what was your specific implant request that you got from the plastic surgeon? And she goes, it's 445 cc, moderate profile, half under muscle. And the internet ate it up like it was empowering. People.com shared it saying, oh, look at all these women being so unfiltered, sharing their plastic surgery stats. But you could take this one of two ways, and I feel like only one of those two ways is reasonable, and that is, this is ridiculous. If you are continuing to share like how to look exactly like me, it is just continuing to generate this narrative that's like, girls, you know that we are setting the beauty standard as the Kardashians. We always have set the beauty standard, and now you can get it too. And it just felt so icky to me. And of course, when Kris set this trend, others follow. And boy, others did follow. Because yes, these ladies are being transparent, but is it being empowering? No. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting plastic surgery or whatever you want to do to your body, but the more we continue to push this narrative as if it's like picking up a lip gloss, like, oh, I'm just going to get some filler in my face and some Botox and maybe enhance my breast. Like, the more casual we talk about this, the more normal it becomes, and the more that women and girls think, oh yeah, that's just obvious. Like, we all have to do that in order to fit into this beauty standard. And it's not normal. It's like normalizing porn. You know what I mean? It's like that look of the adult industry. If we continue to normalize these insane beauty standards, our little girls are going to think it's normal. And then they're also going to feel like that they aren't good enough unless they take charge like the Kardashians and cut up their bodies. Ironically, during an episode of the Kardashians, Kylie had expressed regret of getting surgery up here. She said that this area was beautiful. I'm trying to be YouTube friendly, that they were the perfect size, and wish she never got them done to begin with. Inspired by Kylie Jenner, of course, others decide to join this trend and share their Starbucks implant orders, which is so ridiculous, for a sense of empowerment and transparency, which reminds me of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, who are also adding to this insane beauty standard. We're going to get to them in just a minute, so stay with me. If you have a daughter right now, I want you to drop a comment and just tell me how you feel about this. There's no right or wrong answer, but I personally feel like this is absolutely getting out of control, and it's getting more out of control because now younger women, it's getting younger and younger for them to be encouraged and empowered to have these surgeries. A great example is our 19-year-old Sammy Sheen. She's Denise Richards' daughter, and she just confirmed this last week that she also had an augmentation. Plastic surgery used to be a midlife crisis thing, the whole mommy makeovers. And like I said, I truly don't care if you get plastic surgery, but sharing these stats all over the internet and acting like it's a trending fun thing to do is honestly diabolical for young women. So Kris Jenner decides to lean into the wink wink mobile Starbucks order and post something on Instagram of a photo and a t-shirt that says, "I'll have what Kris Jenner is having." Like as if it's a makeover, as if it's a haircut. No, it's a surgery. So everyone is just starting to look exactly the same, and it's crazy. It's kind of like, when you're in high school and you're watching these shows, or middle school, of what high schoolers are like Saved by the Bell. And, I'm saying all of our millennial references, but you're like, why do all those girls look so different? And it's because they're like 25-year-olds playing 16-year-olds. This is that, but to the biggest extreme. And you can tell it's hitting our younger and younger girls. But the more we promote this and share this all over the internet, like it's the most casual thing in the world, the worse it's getting. And I'd love to hear from you. If any of you out there have daughters, like, how are you protecting your daughters these days? Because it is so hard when everyone looks exactly the same. They can barely move their faces with all their Botox. And again, I don't care what you do, but what standard of beauty are we setting? Obviously, beauty standards have always been high throughout the years, right? Like, I feel like there's always this pressure on women to be beautiful. There's a lot of science-backed articles out there that say if you don't even have a little bit of makeup on, you're taken less seriously. Like, it's better for you to just wear a little bit of makeup. They're higher paying when you look better, and it's actually wild out there. So there's nothing wrong with, enhancing yourself, a little bit of makeup, a little bit of whatever. But it really has changed so dramatically throughout the years. So here's a timeline. In the 2000s, we were glamorizing starvation and razor thin eyebrows, low rise jeans, and visible bones. This also is leading into the Gossip Girl era, right? Where everyone on TV looked insanely tiny. And this is nothing against naturally tiny women, but when everyone on air isn't eating, you can tell that there's clearly some starvation that's involved, and that's coming back around on TV with a certain reality show. We'll get into that in just a minute. The Victoria's Secret Angels era was starting to appear in 2010. That's when everyone was toned, tan, tall. We're chasing perfection, but we're trying to make it effortless, and everyone wants to look like Victoria's Secret models. It's, of course, men who are putting these standards on us all throughout the years. Like Les Wexner, my niece, pointed out the song by Jax, a few years ago, that's Victoria's Secret, and how it's made by an old man in Ohio. And I just want you to continue to think about that. Like, who is setting these beauty standards for women that women are just caving into? Like, what if we said no? What if we said no? Some celebrities actually have. Stay with me. In 2020, we had the contour queens, the Instagram brows, the lip kits, the fillers, again, brought to us by Kylie Jenner, who said, "Oh, I was so insecure with my lips." Again, a lot of girls are insecure, but then she made it cool to get lip filler. And you're seeing now how dangerous all these fillers are throughout your face, how they can move around and how they never actually go away. So to normalize this is just crazy. Of course, celebrities try to pretend, oh, it's not actual surgery that I'm doing. It's my product that I'm selling is how I got this way. So for Kylie, it was the lip kits. And for Kim, do you remember when Kim put out her 13 product beauty line and said, "Stop being lazy. If you want to look like me, you have to use my 13-step skincare routine. And we all know, of course, it's not the 13-step skincare routine. All of them have had so much plastic surgery, so much Botox, so much filler. Like, you're never going to look like them unless you get plastic surgery. And the standard shouldn't be to try to look like the Kardashians to begin with. In 2025, we're now in the age of the surgical soft girl. The clean girl aesthetic now comes with a surgeon's fee. Natural beauty is no longer natural. It's curated through injectables, tweakments, and subtle surgeries marketed as just maintenance. Each decade didn't free us. It layered on new expectations. And at the center of all this is money. The beauty industry is worth $500 billion globally, and it only grows when women believe they're not quite enough. And if I'm being honest, I think the pressure is even worse than it's ever been because it's not just celebrities. It's your coworker, your local barista, your niece on TikTok. The pressure is literally everywhere. So what is the cost of this obsession? We say we're talking about empowerment, my body, my choice, but there's a quiet shift happening that we're not actually talking about. And that is, it's not about you anymore. It's about what looks good to the algorithm, the clicks, the performance. Everyone is trying to be a celebrity now. It's not about what makes you feel good. It's about what makes you look good on camera. And this isn't just affecting celebrities. It's affecting teenage girls, young women, even moms who feel like they need Botox just to show up on Instagram. Everyone's chasing the same jawline, cheekbones, lashes, and we're all just trying to look like that same perfect face that doesn't actually exist. We're not getting more confident. We're getting more insecure and calling it self-care. And here's the thing I can't stop thinking about. If beauty is about making everyone look the same, is it beautiful? Because to me, and I'm sure to you, beauty is what makes us all different. It's the freckles underneath all the makeup. It's your bigger nose because you're Italian Jewish like me, and not changing it because that's how God made you. That's how your ancestors made you. I mean, if we all become the same look, the same aesthetic, then our personalities also start to become the same too. We start all talking the same. The beauty of our world is our diversity, and yet we are actually essentially erasing the beauty and diversity of the world. Now, we have to talk about the secret lives of Mormon wives because so many women have pointed out that these women have to face such scrutiny and criticism being in Utah because it's a community that's known for Mormon community, and they say that they have a specific beauty standard in this community, that they have to be perfect and they have to be a good steward to their bodies. And for some reason, that means getting surgery. Obviously, this beauty standard goes far beyond Utah Mormon culture because they really talk about, well, the more beautiful someone is, they associate that with wealth. And a lot of times we see this all throughout our world. You associate really beautiful people with wealth. Somehow they attract wealth more. You hear this all the time. Oh, that pretty girl got the free drink or got the free products because they were so pretty and it's just easier for them. And there's a lot of science behind that. And of course, it's disgusting. But what was really interesting that a lot of women are noting online about the Secret Wives of Mormon Wives isn't their trauma or their drama. And we dive into that in another video. So check that out after this. But it was also their bodies. And this season in particular, a lot of people pointed out that it seemed like that all the women who were already very naturally thin seemed to have lost an extra like 10 pounds. They were so beyond thin, and it just again emphasizes the pressure that these women are feeling, that the rest of the women who are watching these shows are feeling. I know when I was young watching Gossip Girl, I was like, I just want to be as thin as Leighton Meester, and nothing against, naturally thin women, but a lot of people aren't natural sticks. They're starving themselves. They have eating disorders, and we can't keep promoting this aesthetic that this is beautiful. It's kind of like when your friend goes on a diet and she loses 30 or 40 pounds, and then you start saying, wow, you look fantastic. But it's like, did I look fantastic before? Like, is it just because I'm skinnier that I now look more beautiful? So I think we also have to watch how we talk to each other and the words that we use to not just promote skinny equals beautiful and losing weight equals the perfect, most beautiful aesthetic. Of course, you're seeing this more and more with people promoting the prescription weight loss drugs. There's nothing against people who really need, some sort of help, who have been medically obese their entire lives, but there is a fine line of someone who maybe needs to lose 100 pounds versus someone who maybe needs to lose 10 pounds, and promoting that all of our young girls just go on prescription weight loss drugs. So the beauty standard has really gotten out of control, and accessibility is also out of control. I would argue that the transparency and accessibility sometimes even makes it worse, because you're showing all these women, it's okay, just get surgery, just take this pill and you'll look just like me. But of course, it's creating a division between the haves and the have-nots, which has always been the case. The rich people always have more accessibility to the surgeries, to the top tier, makeup artists and salons, and the girls and women who aren't rich don't have that access. But now it's becoming where the pressure is so strong and high on all women, whether you're rich or not, that people are going into debt to get plastic surgery. I have literally heard of women choosing plastic surgery over getting their master's degrees. Like, that is wild. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, every woman on that show is just so shockingly thin now, even more so than season 1. And it's uniformly so. It's hard to watch without noticing that despite their vastly different stories and life paths, they all fit this same beauty mold: the long hair, the perfectly filtered faces, and the same shockingly thin bodies. These aren't women being celebrated for surviving. They're women being styled, filtered, and curated for TV. We're meant to believe it's real, but it's a new kind of fiction. The idea that freedom must come with flawless skin, a tiny waist, and perfect hair. Even when telling the truth, we're still selling the fantasy. The real beauty queens, in my opinion, are the ones who refuse to play the game, and it's the celebrities saying no thank you to the surgical tables and the filtered beauty look. They are aging with grace, and they are aging in their natural skin. Cameron Diaz is one of our real natural beauty queens. She recently opened up about how she stepped away from Hollywood and from altering her appearance. She's been very vocal about wanting to look like herself even as she ages, saying she's embracing the freedom of letting go of the pressure to constantly tweak and tighten. Andie MacDowell has proudly also embraced her gray hair and her natural wrinkles, even rocking them out on red carpets. When you think about it, we always say, oh, men just get more handsome as they age. Why do women get uglier? Women get uglier because we keep saying, oh, you have to enhance yourself to get more and more beautiful. And these enhancements are looking absolutely atrocious as women age. I honestly think sometimes the more surgeries people get, the more insecure they become. I did a huge story on girls who were getting plastic surgery here in Columbus, Ohio, with a TikTok famous doctor that we exposed. I was actually the news reporter who broke that story. But these women were telling me, like, the more surgeries they got, the more insecure that they felt. Like, when they fixed one part of themselves, they would be like, wait, but my nose, wait, but my ears. And they would be such little things that the naked eye wouldn't even like see or notice. They wouldn't even notice the changes, but these girls did because they were so fixated on their bodies. Kristen Bell pointed this out in a podcast interview years ago, and I loved her stance that she's like, I realized I just had too many mirrors in my house. Like, I don't need to stare at myself all day. And I don't know how you guys feel about maybe taking out mirrors in yourself. Like, stop fixating on your imperfections and instead embrace your beautiful diversity. Like, being different is what makes you beautiful. Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back to our screens in Freaky Friday 2 in August. You're seeing those promotions everywhere. She's also a woman who is fighting back against the beauty standards. She's taking this one step further, calling out the dangers of cosmetic surgery culture and publicly rejecting plastic surgery. She said, I want to be real. I want to look in the mirror and see myself. These women remind us of what's possible when we detach worth from youth, when we stop chasing that sameness and we start choosing wholeness. There's also one TikToker who is becoming famous, popping off right now. She actually showed up in my algorithm and I was like, who is this girl? She's a makeup artist. She's a Southern girl from, I believe, North Carolina. And she teaches you how to do the no filter makeup routine that has gone completely viral. What I love about Shelby is that she's very real, down to earth, and grounded. And yes, she's showing a makeup routine, right? We're not saying that makeup is bad or that wanting to, enhance your look is bad and looking like your best self. But what I love is that she's not promoting more injections, more surgeries. She's being very honest. She's using very attainable products and she's being very down to earth and grounded. And she's promoting, hey, girls, you could do this at any age. You don't have to spend a lot of money. And I think it's gone so viral because it's really showed women, wow, if I just did this little under eye, or if I just did this little thing to my eyebrows, it can really pop off and make me feel better. And therefore, I'm like moving through the world with more confidence, but it's not taking away, it's not putting anything that I'm doing down. And it's not, again, empowering women to go get 50 billion surgeries. We are in a full-blown identity crisis disguised as beauty culture. And if you're wondering who benefits from the sameness, of course, it's not us. It's the $500 billion beauty industry. So really, again, it's the men behind the scenes that you're saying, okay, I'm going to continue giving my dollar to you. Because when we all feel a little bit broken, this whole industry makes a fortune selling us the fix. We're not tired of beauty. We're tired of being sold someone else's face for the price of acceptance. Beauty doesn't have to be about perfection and trying to achieve this very specific look in order to progress in this world, in order to land the Time's most beautiful woman of the world. It can be about freedom and expressing individuality and about fun and creativity. But let's be clear, it can only be freeing if we stop chasing a standard that was never meant for us in the first place. If this video hit home with you, I want you to share it with the person who needs this simple reminder. Maybe we can also, remind the algorithm that real beauty was never supposed to look the same. It's about individuality. It's about expressing ourselves. It's about the freedom to express. The real glow up comes from the inside. It comes from finding our voice and owning it. And by the way, I did a whole, revamping the glow up routine because it really isn't about buying new products or figuring out how to blow out your hair. It's so much more deep than that. So if you're interested, I want you to watch this video next. Stay tuned because we're going to be diving into all of your favorite celebrity pop culture headlines this week. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Join the Beekeepers. I will see you in the next video, guys. Thanks so much for your support. Ciao.
Show me life, show me love.